Hello everyone. On this video session, I am going to explain the next topic of staffing, that is the staffing process. Let us understand what are the steps involved in staffing process. And this is very important topic because it may come for the 8 marks in the examination. Let us understand what are the steps and what are its importance. Staffing process. First one, estimating the manpower requirement. The first step of the staffing process is estimating the manpower requirement in the organization. How can you estimate the manpower requirement? By two ways. That first you have to analyze the workload analysis. The workload analysis means how much work is pending, and workforce analysis is how many workers are required to complete the whatever work is pending. So that you must analyze the workload and the workforce required to accomplish or complete the task in the organization. So it is a duty of the manager in every department or every functional department to estimate the workload analysis and how many workers are required. That is workforce analysis. Second step of the staffing process is recruitment. A recruitment is the process of searching a prospective employees for the organization. So, this process of writing a job description related to the job title and also display the advertisement on the factory, office gate, or publish it in print media or electronic media. By using so many sources of the recruitment, one display the advertisement to recruit the workers in the organization. In general meaning, recruitment is the process of scrutinizing and stimulating the workers to apply for the job in the organization. Third step, that is selection. Choosing from among the pool of the prospective job candidates, one has to conduct a selection test. Two important purposes: that organization gets the best among available, self-esteem and prestige of those selected. So in the selection process you must consider two important purposes: that organizations gets the best among the availables, and also self-esteem and prestige of that selected candidates. So for that reason you must go with a so many selection test. Next point, the rigor involves a host of tests and interviews. So what happened here, the manager has to involve some test to check the potentiality of the workers and also to conduct the interview to scrutinize and make a filter. So the manager has to conduct the some test like trade test, personality test, aptitude test and interest test. Able to successfully negotiate the test and the interviews are offered an employment contract, a written document containing the offers of the employment, the terms and conditions and the date of the joining. So the successful candidates who crossed the interview as well as the test, they can go with, I can say, the manager has to give them a employment contract. So the employment contract is contains of these all the aspects, that is the offer of the employment and the terms and conditions what they have to follow, and also the date of the joining, which is most important in the written document of the employment contract. Next one, that is placement and orientation. Placement refers to the employees occupying the position or the post for which the person has been selected. So here those who are selected, so they have to go for the positioning of their places. So that is placement of the candidates. And also once the placement has been take place, next thing is they have to go with the orientation. So orientation is nothing but introducing the selected employees to the organization, and as well as make them a familiarizing the rules and policies of the organization. Employees is given a brief presentation about the company, so that they will give the presentations about the company's rules, regulations, policies, and the facilities provided by the organization. So everything will be disclosed with the employees. He or she is taken around the workplace and given a charge of the job. So in the orientation they will provide each and every terms and conditions of the organization, as well as they will place it the employees to the particular workplace, so where they have to work, actual work where they have to conduct, no, there they will place the worker. May have a lasting impact on his decision to stay and on his job performance. So once the candidate has been placed, the next thing is they have to go with a it is left to them whether they want to stay in the organization or they can leave the organization. It is depends on their side. Next one, that is training and development. One of the most important step of the staffing people seek is not simply a job but a career. Everyone must have a opportunity to rise to the top. So here every workers has the opportunity that they will be having a career. So they want to look into their career in the organization. So for that reason, training and development is very important. Such an opportunity to to facilitate the employees learning. So every organization has to make the employees an opportunity to facilitate the employees learning. Every step and every day they must develop their skill to learning purpose. Organizations have either in-house training centers or have a forged alliances with training and education institutions. So here this point will say is that organizations will be having their in-house training centers, otherwise they can appoint some training institutions to provide a training to the workers. So that training institutions they will be called it as a forged alliances with a training and the education institutions. Organizations are not only able to attract but also retain its talented people. So here organizations will look into a succession planning. So succession planning is nothing but you must retain the talented people in your organization. You must attract them to stay in your organization by providing these kinds of the facilities like training and development. Next step, that is performance appraisal. There is need to evaluate their performance after completion of training period. So you can call that period as a probationary period. Okay. So once the employees has been completed their probationary period or training period, later you must evaluate their performance by performance appraisal. Performance appraisal means evaluating an employee's current and or past performance as against certain predetermined standards. So at the planning process itself, you have to set some predetermined standards which can be very useful to evaluate the employee's performance by those standards. So, you must analyze the current performance and condition of the employees in the organization. If any requirement for the training, again, you can send back the workers for the training purpose. And also, those who are extraordinary and reach the predetermined standards, you must make them for the higher position. You can promote them for the higher position. Defining the job, appraisal, performance, and providing feedback. So here you must define the job, what are the requirements is required, and also you must go with the providing the feedback for them. So providing feedback will help the workers to uh, improve their job satisfaction and morale. They can improve their job in the organization. So it is very important to provide a feedback to the workers. Next one, promotion and career planning. The seventh step is promotion and career planning. To address the career related issues and promotional avenues for their employees. Most must encourage the employees to grow and realize their full potential. Increased responsibility, more pay, and job satisfaction. So, promotion is nothing but where increase the responsibility, more pay, and job satisfaction. These factors should be incurred while promoting the employees from one position to the another higher level position. And also, if the employees require any kinds of career plannings, you must support them for the growth of their career. And also, if any employees are demotivated by not getting these opportunities, you have to motivate them and send for them for the higher education also. Next one, and this is a last step of the staffing process, that is compensation. Organization need to establish wages and salary plans. So I think everybody in the world is, they want to work just to earn the money. So the staffing process will describe the compensation is nothing but to establish the wages and the salary plans to the workers. Compensation refers to all forms of pay or rewards going to the employees in terms of the basic pay as well as the incentives on the performance based incentives. Be in the form of direct financial payments like wages, salaries, incentives, commissions, and bonuses. So some organizations will go directly of financial payments to the workers in terms of these all, where you can measure only by monetary term. Whereas you cannot measure every time the monetary, so you can measure by the non-monetary incentives or non-monetary payments. Those are known as indirect payments, like employees paid insurance and vacations. So these kinds of the indirect payments which you cannot measure by the money, so these also will helpful for the organization or organizational employees to stay in the organization for the long period. So this completes the staffing process. If you have any doubts regarding these process, you can reach me by WhatsApp. Thank you everyone.